Okay, public speech before I get started. I have an audience.
Hi.
Audience, okay. Audience for speech, cool. Alright. The camera.
Grab a chair, Nate. You're in the audience now. You walked in, so you have to be in the audience now.
Yeah, okay.
Now you have 6 people.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna give a countdown so there's an official, like, how long the speech is. Okay. 3, 2. Okay, I want y'all to picture with me, if you can, a place where there's hundreds of gas pumps, green grass all around, the largest convenience store you've ever seen, filled with joy and happiness. That is Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is one of the greatest things ever. I'm Lucas, and I am a big Buc-ee's fan. For one, I've been to Buc-ee's 10 times in 6 months at one point. I'm a fan, and I am a very true believer that Buc-ee's is the greatest travel center, gas station, convenience store, whatever you want to call it, in America and probably the world. Because Buc-ee's does 3 things excellently. They have amazing, quality, affordable gasoline. They provide an incredible experience, and their products are a step above the rest. Now, I want y'all to go back to picturing with me, right? We're going to go back to the beginning. You're driving along the highway. You're driving, you're hungry, your car is running low on gas. You see this beautiful sign, Buc-ee's, a couple hundred miles. And as you go, you see more and more signs, just building excitement in you until you turn off the highway, you pull into the property, and there's not a single crack in the concrete. The entire property is wrapped in beautiful grass and signs all along for animals, telling them this is where you can take care of business. See, when you pull up to a Buc-ee's, they create this experience from the beginning. Buc-ee's has an incredible experience from before you even pull onto the property. And this is by intention. Then, when you finally get there, first you obviously are going to fill up your car with gas. And there are hundreds of gas pumps. They have the world record for being the largest gas station. And there's hundreds of gas pumps, so you don't have to wait a single second. You can just pull in, fill up your car, and then finally you get to the point where you enter the Buc-ee's, and you are surrounded by an immaculate scene, walls on walls of snacks, a beef jerky wall, a station in the center of the store where they're making fresh fudge and fresh sandwiches before your eyes. Everything in Buc-ee's creates this immaculate experience, and they do an excellent job on that experience. For one, there's even spots to take photos at Buc-ee's. There's this iconic red truck that is filled with Buc-ee stuffed animals that people have taken hundreds of photos by. And there's a beaver statue of the Buc-ee beaver in front of each Buc-ee's. And these are staples at every location. Because Buc-ee's isn't just about the gas or the snacks, it's about the experience. And clearly, the experience works. I went on Yelp and looked up every single Buc-ee's in the southeast United States, aka outside of Texas, and every single one had at least a 4-star review, and most of them had a 4.5-star review, which is excelling above the standard of other gas stations. And Buc-ee's is rightfully above because they also do things that most gas stations do poorly well. For one, they have the cleanest bathrooms you probably have ever experienced. There is not a single piece of trash on the floor in any of their bathrooms. There's also food that's of good quality. I've had bad experiences with gas station food that have left me crippled in the past. Never at Buc-ee's. Never. And then, most gas stations, if it's busy, you gotta wait for gas. Because you also gotta be on the right side for your car to go on. It's just so difficult. But Buc-ee's, like I said, you don't have to wait a second. There's always an available gas pump. Buc-ee's creates an excellent experience. And like I said, the products they have help push that experience further. Buc-ee's their products can be classified in two ways: high variety, high quality. You can go into a Buc-ee's, anything you could probably imagine as a Southerner, it's there. Beef jerky, pork rinds. That's just some of the snacks. They have any sort of merchandise you want. They have t-shirts, sweatshirts, swimsuits. Racetrack doesn't have swimsuits. Quick Trip doesn't either. But Buc-ee's does. Buc-ee's has blankets too. Buc-ee's has blankets you can swaddle yourself in. And the blankets are high quality, just like their products. You can have anything you want. And it's of good quality. These products last. They don't just tear after a couple washes. They don't lose their color. They don't shrink. They stay of good quality. And like I mentioned, the variety is just excellent. Racetrack is one of the only gas stations that lists how many products they have online. And they say they have about 4,000 SKU numbers of different individual kinds of products. Now, Racetrack's only a fraction of the size of Buc-ee's. And Racetrack also repeats SKUs for some items, like all pizza is the same QR or barcode. Buc-ee's, each individual item has its own barcode, and it is easily 3 times as large as a Racetrack. So it's easy to assume that there are tens of thousands of unique individual items of high quality. And it's not all just Buc-ee's merch. You can find home decor sold there. You can find deer feeders there. There's high variety, and everything is good quality, which adds to the experience and sets Buc-ee's apart from the competition. And the last thing that sets them apart is the gas prices. As college students, we are typically poor and typically needing money.
Amen.
So when we want to do something fun or exciting, the affordability of that trip is an immediate thing we think of. And Buc-ee's excels at making their gasoline the key component of having an experience there affordable. Even if you're just stopping at a Buc-ee's, you're more likely to stop at a Buc-ee's than another gas station because their gas is typically cheaper than the competitors in the same city. I went on gasbuddy.com and looked up every single Buc-ee's in the Southeast like I did on Yelp. And every single one had the cheapest gas in their city except 2. And the 2 ones that weren't cheapest, it was only by 1 cent and 8 cents, which is barely anything. So Buc-ee's, no matter what, even if it's not the lowest, it has competitive gas prices. And the competitive gas prices, the products, the experience, all of these things individually would make something great. But together, they make Buc-ee's the best gas station in America. Who wants to go to Buc-ee's, right?
Yes, I love Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is the best. Thank you for your time.
Let's speak about